Welcome to the mainstream, where we talk and we laugh about life, love, and everything that we have. Tune in, sit back, and relax your mind. We're here to entertain, it's podcast time. We got stories to share and advice to give on how to be the best man that you can live. So come join the conversation, be a part of the team. Welcome to the mainstream, it's where you want to.
Welcome to the Mainstream Podcast. We're back with another episode. You got Mike over here and Josh. Obviously, it's a
full house tonight.
It's an empty studio tonight. Michael was out ice golfing or something all day, and Ryan's partying his ass off tonight at a race party.
Fuck those guys.
Nah, dude, I don't know. I talked to him a little bit. He's like, I'm stopping at the store. I'm getting a 12-pack of this, a 12-pack of that, a bottle of this. I'm like, what? He goes, I don't want to feel my legs by the end of the night. I'm like, oh, no.
That's kind of like last 4th of July for me.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I said, that's not good. And he goes, well, not permanently, just for tonight.
Just for
today. He goes, if I lost my legs, I'm going to jump in every big body of water possible. And I said, in hopes that people stop saving you.
Oh, I thought it was going to go like Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan deal. Lieutenant Dan,
no,
you ain't got no legs.
To end that shit, he's like, dude, I would kill myself if I didn't have legs. I might imagine that, he's a racer and stuff like that, so I get it.
Bionic legs, man.
No, that's what I said.
They're a thing.
Yeah, so how was your week, man?
It was a week, dude. It really was. We had three of our employees leave last Friday. And, the transition, you felt it when you guys moved into your role, but, transition of 3 people in one department's pretty hectic. And, so just a little stress. Wasn't too bad. Had a good night last night. Got to unwind at the Dubuque Fighting Saints game. So we had
the Saints.
Yeah, it was
cheap entertainment.
Yeah, it was a good night. One of the guys I've golfed with now a couple times, Adam. He works at Capro Bank, and so they got a suite up there. So we've got this leadership Dubuque class, and so we're like, we need to hang outside, or we need to hang out outside of like.
I'm tired of meeting inside.
Well, no, like the weekly event or the monthly event that we have as a group.
Right.
We never hang outside of that day.
Right.
And so, this other dude, John and Adam and I were like, we need to get our group of guys, even girls, come along and have a good night. And it was a good time. We started off pre-gamed at the Q Casino at the Island Social.
Yeah, you said there was a bunch of goth kids.
Oh, dude,
around.
Yeah, there was. Evidently, there was like some punk fest last night.
Yeah.
At the Q, I assume at the showroom. But dude, like, I felt like Kyle would have been in his heaven. But it was weird because like every couple came in dressed emo or punk style or goth, whatever you want to call it. But they all matched. Like if you were red. Like if your girl had red on, you had like red something, whether it was a red mohawk or red fucking eyeliner. Like every one of them had eyeliner.
It wasn't a phase, Mom.
No. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I mean, some of these guys are like in their 40s,
yeah,
30s
dude.
and 40s.
We lived through that.
Oh,
like
fishnet stockings on all the girls.
Yeah, our generation was the beginning of it.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
Yeah. It was crazy because I was sitting there. I was the first one there. Grabbed a martini, and I saw like 2 goth couples come in, or 2 emos, and then a whole group of them, and then 20 of them came in, and it was just like all night. And I was like, "Holy fuck! I haven't seen this many in a while."
I still jam out to emo stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. It wasn't a phase, Mom. It's real.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I've never seen you wear eyeliner.
No, so. I don't do that. I don't do that. One Halloween I did, I think, but that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or every other Sunday. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever put makeup on, and I don't ever care to. Yeah. So
teach their own.
Absolutely. But no, it was a good week, man. Otherwise, no basketball this weekend.
That's good. No basketball, wrestling,
no tournaments. So
I think state girls was this weekend.
Last night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I hear you, man. It's been a couple weeks for me with having an audit in the office. 3 weeks of audits in the office. And it was rough.
Yeah. And then you got sick.
And then I've had a cough for 20 days, been sick since January 20th. Literally the Sunday after our live event, I started feeling like my throat was starting to get
You
scratchy.
mentioned that.
And then that Monday, I kind of had a sore throat. Then that Tuesday, I went to the doctor. They put me on an antibiotic and steroid. And then I ran that, and I developed a cough along that way. And then I felt good one day, and then the next day, dude, it was just total chaos. Like I was coughing every 10 seconds. Went back to the doctor, got put on another antibiotic, and he's like, I think you'll probably feel better in a week.
Yeah.
I'm like, it better be. Like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
And that was what, 3-4 days ago? 3 days ago?
4 days ago, yeah. I'm tired of it.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better now. I think after another night of sleep. And that's the thing, like I'm used to, staying up half-assed decently late on work nights.
10:30, 11 o'clock or later. Yeah.
Going to bed, getting up at 6 a.m., going to work.
Yep.
And this thing has just taken a toll on me. Like at 8:15, 8:30, I'm like zonked.
At
Time
night?
to go to bed. Oh yeah.
Really?
Well, I haven't
Hey.
been playing video games at all.
Hey, it could be, you might be getting old too.
I could be, started realizing I needed a nap every day. No.
Did you implement like a siesta hour?
No, no.
Yet?
No, we had a Super Bowl potluck Friday. It was
Yeah.
the first day we haven't had an auditor in our office in 3 weeks.
So something to celebrate.
And someone brought it up, so I said, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
I wore my Bears jersey, even though I'll probably never see them in a Super Bowl. Who
You will.
knows?
You
Yeah, I
will.
mean, I
You
have.
will.
Obviously, they lost to the Colts in 07, I think
Yep.
it was. But, yeah, it was good. I always like that camaraderie time at work where we can do something fun. And I have an employee. She listens to the show, so I'll say her name, Melissa. She likes to bring decorations to our stuff now. We're not used to that, so
You're just used to the crock pots and the
yeah,
roasters. And
yeah.
that.
So all of a sudden, there's a football field table runner and and I was like, yeah, this is kind of nice.
She have kids?
Yeah.
That's probably.
Yeah. You know Brandon Kafer.
Oh, this is Brandon's wife.
No, this is
Girlfriend?
Brandon Kafer's mom.
Oh, his mom.
yeah.
Okay, so this is Adam's ex.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's great, and her and my friendship had started obviously before she was employed for
Yep.
us with the fire department. She's an EMT, and
Oh,
her
okay.
and her husband Ryan is on the fire department. He's a fireman,
Okay.
and he's an EMT too, or EMS, one of them. But anyways, so we've had a friendship before she started working there.
Okay.
So she's seen the tents of this last couple weeks, and I had a nice card and a bottle of bourbon from her to say, thanks for getting us through something that wasn't your mess to get us through, but you did it. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
the morale of our office is totally taken a 360, and
It used to be a
it's
half
going.
glass empty, and now it's a half glass full.
Yeah, oh yeah, or an overflowing glass. I mean, which is good. That's what you need.
Yeah.
So yeah, onward and upward. Now that that's over, and I mean, I'm gonna have some things to deal with on that audit going, throughout the next couple months probably.
Yeah.
It depends. Why?
I love the word "it depends."
Why
because it does depend.
It does. Why the audit lady was there from the government? She got her buyout letter.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And she had to make a decision by February 6th,
Hold
and
on.
then they post.
Isn't that fucking crazy how quick that shit happened?
Well, she told me this, so I'm not. So it was actually really weird. They got an email,
Okay.
and it said, and this was the week before it came out that they were going to get that there was going to be a big layoff.
Yeah.
They got an email, and it said, if you receive this, reply yes in all caps. And nobody was replying, and then all the head people started going, no, that's legit, do it.
Yeah.
So they did it. The next day, they got another email that says, if you receive this, reply yes with an uppercase Y and a lowercase e and a lowercase s. So they did it. And then like the following week came out the mass email of, here, we're asking you to take a buyout.
So
So-
what were the yeses for?
To make sure that they got the emails. Just to make sure
it was
that
like
they're
a test ahead of time.
that their government automated email
Oh, okay.
was a thing. So yeah, she was in our office Friday, and she's like, I gotta make a decision today. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. February 6th, gotta make a decision. You gonna do it? You're not gonna do it? Are you gonna turn our audit in, or are you gonna quit before that? Like, what's going on? And
Did
then,
she turn the audit in?
well, she's still got a lot of work to do on it. That's why
But she's done.
home, at our office she's done, but at home she's still got to do a lot of work on it and close it.
By February 6th.
Well, no, that was the buyout date. But then a judge put a postponement on it.
Okay.
And said, I don't know. I think it's till next week or something.
Okay,
But
okay.
anyway, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Could you imagine if she got let go, took the buyout, and didn't turn anything in, and then you had to go through that entire process
dude.
all over
At least I
again?
know what to expect. The thing is like with that buyout, like, so if you take the buyout, you're guaranteed pay until like September.
I don't know what it is.
So, but that's what it is.
Okay.
So, and it's like effective like February 26th. So you're going to work up until then, and then
Okay.
you take your buyout and you go along your merry way.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't take your buyout, you take the risk of losing your job
Yeah.
with no pay. She was in a strange predicament. She's like, I got 4 years left till I can retire. What do I do? She goes, I'm kind of too old to go look for a new job,
Yeah.
but I'm at the point where I'm not ready to retire. And so
Ooh.
that's a tough decision, because if you decide not to take the buyout, you do still face the chance of losing your job
Yeah.
in a government employment cut.
I would think a lot of people wouldn't take the buyout.
There's over 40,000 right now, but that's like out of a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact number, but
Let's just call it a big number.
yeah, 40,000 have accepted it
Already.
already.
Wow. See, I would think like in the corporate world, not in the government world, private sector, you're paid by month of service or by year of service. That's how many months you get. So when our buyout happened in 2020, I had 9 years. So you got 9 months of pay
Right.
as a severance. I couldn't imagine them putting just like a hard deadline on it. Like, hey, you're done and we're going to stop paying you on this date if you take the buyout.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, and so the thing is like, technically the reason that judge put a hold on it
Mm-hmm.
is because people are questioning the legality of it. And what I found out is like, so in Iowa, we are employees at will.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you really don't need, like, in a manager position.
You don't
really,
need a reason to terminate.
No, you don't need a reason to terminate at all. Government employees are not employees at will.
Oh, really?
So you need a reason.
Ooh,
What's the reason? The reason, in my opinion, is
the executive order and
yeah, it would be like, financial cuts.
yeah,
I mean, and what I said, I even mentioned this to her. I said John Deere does it all the time.
yeah.
They do buyouts all the time.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I guess I would wonder, does John Deere, are they all employees at will? Or does it depend on what state they're in, or as a corporation?
I think it also depends upon if they're in the union, because there's
Right.
two types of John Deere employees.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
And that's the thing, is like, that's who's ultimately pushing back on this, is a bunch of unions.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I hope she finishes this so we don't have to go through it again.
Dude,
But
can you imagine?
I guess if we do, at least we know what to expect. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, now onward and upward, get ready to,
Boom.
like I said, now I can start concentrating on newer and better things at work and not picking up.
Pieces.
I made a statement, and I don't care. I'll say it. I made a statement that I felt like the president of the United States for a while, and I said, because I got moved into a position and I'm busy cleaning up the old president's problems and
Yeah.
make, right away.
Yeah.
Got to clean this up. And it's like I haven't been able to concentrate on anything new.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Good.
So,
Good.
but yeah, no, a good week. Exciting day tomorrow. Super Bowl Sunday. Actually, when this airs, exciting day today. Super Bowl
Exciting day
Sunday.
today. Let's go Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs fan.
Absolutely.
That's right. I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I want to see them make history, and fuck the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
I can't stand them. I can't.
That's how I am with the Bills Mafia. I can't stand them. But like Ryan said in one of our previous podcasts, he said, who's the worst NFL or who's the worst fans? Eagles.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And it's not even just in football. It's across the board. Philly fans across the board.
Yeah.
And I think it's just their nature. I think it's their mentality.
Because they're from Philly.
Because they're from Philly, right? Kind of like a Boston fan.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I don't.
Diehard assholes.
Yeah, well, if you ever been around someone Boston, like they are assholes.
But they're
Even
nice.
even when they're not trying to be an asshole, they come off as an asshole.
It's just the people of the East Coast, man. I tell you what, it's a different fucking world out there.
So yeah, I hope Philly just takes the big fucking shit and.
You know, I don't know. Dave gave me shit the other night because we were playing game, and I'm like, I really, as a Chiefs fan, I really don't think we're gonna win this. And he's like, shut the fuck up. You always say that, and you always come out on top like you did in fantasy. And I was like, no, but seriously, like, I wasn't playing coy. Like, if you look at the weapons that the Eagles have in comparison right now to the Chiefs, I'd say they have maybe a touchdown lead on us. Like, it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like they blew out, who was it, fucking Dallas?
Redskins.
Redskins,
Well, the Commanders, yeah.
Yeah, Commanders.
Yeah, but if you think about it, then look back at their first game in the playoff against the Rams. They barely squeaked by.
I know.
In fact, the Rams had a chance to win that game.
Yeah.
Now, you could say, is it because of the heavy snow? But at the same time, that should help Philly because L.A.
play in
is
it.
not used to that.
Because they play in that
Right.
element.
So, I don't know. So, watching some of the Super Bowl week,
Yeah.
I think I had a conversation with Ryan about that. The commentator or the guy that was standing there asking Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes about the biasness towards the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And who do you like better, Taylor Swift or the ghost 15-yard roughing the passer call? Asked Travis Kelce that, and I said to Ryan, I said, what a chode, dude. What a dildo. Like, who asked that? Like,
The
Super
dude?
Bowl week? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just for a rise and everything else. But I heard that one, and he goes, hey, nice question. Next.
Yeah. And like, I gotta thinking about it. There was some sports commentator or someone that said people are nuts. Like, I don't know what you guys are watching, but if you think this is actually rigged for the Chiefs to win, you're nuts.
Yeah.
And what I said to Ryan is, Ryan goes, I'm so tired of like Patrick Mahomes barely gets touched. And I said, dude, football has had those divas forever.
Yeah.
You think about it. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, you couldn't even like fart towards them.
And boom, you're gonna fly.
Oh, dude, it was terrible. But then you got like Caleb Williams, Justin Fields who run and they get smacked.
Slaughtered.
And there's no flag.
Yeah.
And so we've had that forever. Everybody's always said that, the football divas. I think Patrick Mahomes has graduated to a football diva.
Yeah, he grew into something.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if you go back to like his first year starting, he didn't get those calls.
No, fuck, he was getting hammered.
Yep. So it's just a transition. When you become great,
Yeah.
why the NFL is not going to risk you getting like hurt for the whole
All right.
year.
So let me ask you this. Do you think it's ref hazing?
No, I think it's, I don't know about ref hazing. I think there's a little bit, it has to do with the NFL.
Yeah.
You always hear them say, welcome to the NFL, Rook.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone will get popped.
Yeah.
Welcome to the NFL,
Well,
Rook.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
And I don't know if it's refs. I think it's the NFL saying, make them earn it.
yeah, like,
and-
hey, here's your introduction to the big boys game. Like,
Yeah.
let's see if you can survive this shit.
Yeah, because it is a different game than football,
Yeah.
or than college football.
It is.
And I've seen a lot of big hits in college football, but the pros are a little different.
Well, you have to look at it from a standpoint of, in college, on one college team, there's 3-4 studs. Everybody else is a contributor. When you get to the NFL, everybody were those studs
Yeah, right.
on the teams they came from.
It's a team of professionals.
And now it's like the stud of studs. Like,
Right.
who's going to be that guy?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say ref hazing, but I think it's a little bit of like, I think it's just an unwritten rule
It's like the school of hard knocks.
that says, yeah,
Yeah.
let them get roughed up.
Yeah.
But I mean, back to it, like the NFL is not willing to take the risk of Patrick Mahomes. They weren't for Tom Brady
Yeah.
to get hurt for a whole year or a career ender when they're doing stuff that other people haven't done.
It's still an entertainment industry.
100%.
And that's how it's filed. And I know that's what Ryan would probably say. And it is. It is an entertainment industry. But I don't think these guys are flopping. These guys aren't throwing games. These guys are going as best as they can. I mean, it's a very physical game. I could imagine what, as a lineman, what 2 plays are out on the field. I'd fucking be like, all right, guy,
Right.
pull me out. Like, let's get off.
Yeah, I don't I don't ever think anybody throws a game purposely. If
No.
Harrison Butker comes out and kicks a field goal and misses it for the game winner, he didn't miss that on purpose.
No.
You know, it's and if it ever came out that was doing that, I mean, you can pretty much guarantee the NFL is going to tank.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as weird as that sounds, but
Yeah.
I don't. I think Vegas does play some factor.
You think?
Oh yeah, I mean, then the reason I say this is go back to when the Buccaneers was playing. No, whoever played the Falcons, the Patriots and the Falcons, yeah. And they were talking about the whole leading up to that Super Bowl game all day that Sunday. They were talking about how no Super Bowl has ever gone into overtime.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Overtime.
And then at the end of the first half, when the Falcons were kicking the shit out of the Patriots, they kept saying no team has ever come back from this deficit.
Yeah. So do you think the script then goes in at halftime, like the teams go in, refs come in, or somebody from the NFL says, hey, boys, we're going to need to throw a pick or two here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question, but if it's just weird that if you replay that and then you look at the outcome, you're like
somebody called that.
Something played a part in that because you can't talk about. They were already talking about it that no team has ever three-peated.
Yeah.
They're already talking about it.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? They're going to three-peat.
I hope they do. I think it's going to be a game just like it was a game against the Bills. But that's what makes great entertainment, and that's why it's an entertainment industry for them. I don't know, man. I would love the Chiefs to win. Like, this is my heyday, and I know everybody hates on us, but we ate shit for 30 years. You know, it's like the Cubs never winning a World Series till they did. You know, it's our time right now. It was the Patriots' time 10 years ago. And guess what? After this one or the next one, it's going to be somebody else's time, and all of our studs are going to be gone.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like I kind of get frustrated with the people. Like I hate them because I'm so tired of seeing them there. Yeah, well, it's not the Chiefs' fault that nobody's figured out how to beat them. Like, and I mean, they may lose a game or two, but at the end of the day, they're winning the big games. Mm-hmm. And like, it goes back to against the Bills. It's not the Chiefs' fault that the Bills' offensive coordinator couldn't call a game to or even figure out when they were going to blitz.
Yeah, dude, isn't it crazy?
I mean,
but that's good for Spags. That's what he's known for. That's what he does. He's a stunner. He's a blitzer, and he's going to bring the fucking house.
And he disguises it.
Yeah, if it's the game, he's bringing the house. And
he disguises it. You don't know who's blitzing or where they're coming from, but they do it. And so it's not the Chiefs' fault. I never really hated the Patriots because it was there. I'm not a big Tom Brady fan.
Yeah.
I'll admit, I think he's the GOAT right now. I mean, for what he's done. And then when he went to the Buccaneers, I can even say, like, that's even pretty incredible that he went to another team and did
won a Super Bowl.
Different coach.
Yep.
And won a Super Bowl. So, I mean, I have to give credit to him. I'll always argue the fact that how many of those Super Bowls did his defense win him that game? A lot. 2 or 3.
But
at the same time, I mean, I'm not going to argue and say he's not the GOAT at quarterback.
No, he is.
And Patrick Mahomes, where he's trending, will be the GOAT at quarterback. But, I mean, I can't say I ever hated the Patriots because they were winning all the time.
Yeah.
Or I hated the Yankees because they were winning all the time. I hate the fucking Yankees for a different reason, okay?
Hate their pinstripes.
No, I love pinstripes. But, I mean, it's just, it's that. I mean, who cares? They're winning all the time. I mean, I imagine there was people that hated the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. Dude, because they were winning.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so Ryan's a big Denver Broncos fan. When I was going through elementary, junior high, and getting into high school, we fucking lost every year in the wild card or first round of playoffs to the Denver Broncos. It's like, Jesus Christ, fucking Elway. And then we got Peyton Manning in here. Yeah. It's like, you know, when's our turn? And, you know, it happens. It changes. And that's why, you know, kudos, Ryan. The Broncos are shit. But
hey, that's the greatest thing about being a Bear fan, right?
Yeah.
People don't hate us because we're good. They hate us because we say this is our year.
This is our year. Every year's year. I mean, every year should be a year. You guys, you know, I will say, I think Caleb is an NFL quarterback. If you guys could get a few linemen up there to block for his ass and give him the ability to go through his progression. And the feet that he's got on him, I mean, he's like, you know, he's like a Michael Vick. He's like, you know, Donovan McNabb. He's like whatever it may be.
Did you hear that report that came out?
Uh,
Okay, so I was reading an article the other day, and I guess I don't know the actual, like, I don't know if it's factual, but, I read it and I thought, wow. They had Shane Walden as their offensive coordinator. Caleb Williams stated that when Shane Waldron was his offensive coordinator, he would not go over game films with him or anything. Caleb Williams looked outside of the organization to work with him on game films.
really?
That's fucking sad.
Yeah.
That is setting the number one draft pick up. That's supposedly a generational talent.
For failure?
That's going to have a little bit of a learning curve in the NFL. I mean, it's no different than when people, and I didn't jump all over people when they said Caitlin Clark is going to have a little bit of a learning curve in the WNBA, because she's going to.
Yeah.
And she did. Caleb Williams will have a learning curve in the NFL. It's a faster, different game.
Yep.
And much like you said, every top player on a college team, all 4 of them, are in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a team of top players.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to look outside the organization to get help on that. That's failure. That's
sad.
setting him up for
That's
failure.
sad.
So, I mean, I saw progression from him last year. I saw degression from him last year. Then I would see progression again. I'm super pumped for the coaching staff that we've hired.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson. I mean, people rave about Ben Johnson. We've seen what he did in Detroit.
Yep.
I'm actually really pumped about the Dennis Allen pick for our defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Granted, he got fired as the head coach at New Orleans, but he was the defensive coordinator for a long time there, and New Orleans always had a good defense.
Yeah.
So, and then we brought in Antoine Randall L for a wide receiver coach. I mean,
Another great.
we're putting together,
A good nucleus.
Ryan Poles is putting together a good coaching staff
Yeah.
and a younger coaching staff.
Yeah.
That hopefully we can work with Caleb. And, I mean, if you think about it, we had Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Romo Dunze as a rookie wide receiver who was fast and good. We had 3 really good receivers.
Yeah.
We should have been throwing the ball all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I get real tired of the Bears because they have Cole Kmet. And a lot of people rip on Cole Kmet, but if you look at Cole Kmet's build and you look at what he does, Cole Kmet could be a top tight end in the NFL.
Absolutely. Top
they-
5.
They don't throw him the ball.
Yeah. I
Like,
know.
literally, there would be a whole game, he wouldn't even have a target. And it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, tight ends are supposed to be your
Third.
scapegoat, your
Yeah.
relief, and if not a running back, if
Yeah.
that's running out to the flat or something, what are we doing? And
I don't know.
so I've always thought the Bears coaching staff, especially when they got the last Eberflus, was pretty sketchy. Eberflus was a good defensive guy, and you saw it when he got fired that our defense took a big old fucking shit.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see this year. I'm already pumped for next year, and we're not even done with the season.
Yeah. No, you always want teams to win, especially ones that haven't had successful seasons. And, I was rooting for the Bears. I'm not a Bears fan, but, I don't want to see Caleb Williams be another number 1 pick that goes down as a bust because of a team. You know what I mean? So I'm hopeful. I think of the draft, you guys are going to have to pony up and
Yeah,
get
I
some
don't like
linemen.
I don't like what I'm hearing already. Some Boise State's running back's been spouting his mouth that the Bears are going to pick him up. I'm
Oh,
like,
Genty?
yeah. I'm like, no, we don't. Not in the first round. We don't need another running back.
Yeah.
Like-
You guys need a line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but
Yeah. You guys need a line, and I think you guys will have more success. And then the next year you'll build off of that too, and more people want to come.
Right.
So
speaking of looking forward to next year,
yeah.
something else I'm looking forward to is golf season.
Yeah, fucking I do.
It seems so close, but yet so far away.
Yeah.
But it's coming, and I'm looking forward to golf season. And with golf season, we got a new drink to try tonight.
We got drinks.
Links Drinks. Links Drinks is out of Connecticut. They were founded in, I believe, let me look. I saw it and I knew it. They were founded in 2019. The owner, Fred's dad, was actually a golf professional.
Yeah. I did read that.
Yeah. And so they brought out these Links Drinks. They're transfusions.
Which is the best golf course drink you can have.
100%.
100%.
I mean, everybody knows where transfusions came from. So
Yeah.
they got 3 different flavors. They got back 9, front 9, and the classic. The classic is obviously vodka, ginger ale, and grape juice. The front 9 is vodka, ginger ale, and orange juice. And if you understand why that's the front 9, is because
Yeah.
It's a screwdriver
Yeah, you
with ginger ale.
You
You know.
start in the morning, you end in the day.
Yep, and then
Yep.
the back nine's vodka ginger ale, cranberry juice.
Ooh.
Right now, they're available in a lot of East Coast states,
Yeah.
Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan being here.
Yeah.
And then Colorado actually, which is I just saw, but
We
they're working on getting around.
The states.
The
we should
states.
ask. We should ask Jeff at Vans if he's going to get this in.
Yeah, so when I looked at it in Illinois, they were by like a lot of Chicago area.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're working this way. When I told Fred we're in Iowa, he's like, I don't sell in Iowa yet, and I'm like, well, here's what we want to do. We try a new drink. Excuse me. We try a new drink on every podcast, and we kind of talk about it. We rate it, and then tell our viewers to go try this drink if it's good, or tell them to stay away from this drink if it's not good.
Yeah, we give an unbiased review.
Yeah, if you ask Ryan, he's going to tell everybody, do not go buy man water.
Dad water.
Dad
Yeah.
water wasn't good. I concur. But
Is there still some in the fridge?
yeah.
Okay.
But right when I read there was tequila in it, I knew I wasn't going to like it.
I thought it was vodka when I got it. That's my bad.
But so I'm doing the back nine.
Always.
Yeah. With the cranberry juice, and Josh went right for the classic with the grape. So
Classico.
we're gonna give her a try, and we'll let you know what we think. Cheers, man.
Yeah. Oh, reach it. There you go. Yeah, it's it's almost gone, so it's good.
That's good. Very refreshing.
And we did a transfusion as one of our drinks.
We made one,
from one of our episodes like 6 months ago, didn't we?
Yeah. We made one around Masters.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So April.
Almost a year.
That's very refreshing.
It is.
And at least the cranberry one is.
The grape is fucking awesome.
And man, those could get me in trouble on the golf course.
7% alcohol by volume.
Yeah, they're 7%. And they got a new variety pack out: 4 grapes, 2 of the orange, and 2 of the cranberries. Oh, I see. You drink the 2 front niners when you're starting. You got one, then you have a breakfast ball, drink another.
Yep.
Then you got your classics throughout the middle, and then you drink your 2 on the back nine to finish her up. 7%. It's made with 6 times distilled premium vodka, natural ingredients, gluten-free, and no preservatives.
Yeah.
So no dyes, no nothing.
So head on over to linksdrinks.com.
Linksdrinks.com, yeah. Head on over to linksdrinks.com. They have a Facebook page. They have an Instagram page. Fred and his family, they're waiting for you to reach out and check them out. And if you're in any of the states out east, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, go look for it. And, we are partners with Vans Liquor. As Josh mentioned, we're going to talk to Jeff over there and see if he can't get these in or start bringing them in, especially come golf season, man. I would love for Fred and his family to be able to distribute these in Iowa. I would be up at the Bellevue Golf Course saying, bring these in.
Why wouldn't any golf course not have this?
Yeah, and the cans are awesome, man. They look like a golf ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
if you can't see it on screen, but they have little subtle dimples on the label here and on the can. It's cool.
Super refreshing.
Yeah.
I mean, they could get me in trouble though. That's for sure.
The one thing that I would make sure I do, because I do this with like Corona.
You put your finger up when you drink?
Oh no, stingers up, right? No, I was pointing. The one thing I always do, like with transfusions, but I also do with Corona, is put a little lime on there.
Yeah.
Like I could see dumping this out in a glass like we've got and squirting a little lime in. But
the greatest thing is, you know what it's like to make a transfusion. I mean, it's not hard, but
it's like 4 or 5 fucking ingredients,
and it takes a little time. Now you got it in a can, man. Bust that out and crack it open, and I drink these every time I golf over beer.
That could get dangerous.
Oh, very much so. But it's always like that first asshole that likes to buy a shot of Fireball or something on the golf course.
That's the thing about me with golf though. I don't take shots. It's not in my nature out there. I want to golf and have fun and like try to do well. If it's just a shit show, like if we get 4 of us again to do like the Bellevue Blue Ball or the football Comet outing or whatever, I'm just gonna get trashed. I hate saying that, but like there's times we can just get fucked up and have fun, and there's times that we should focus and win.
Yeah, like my bachelor party, I refused shots the whole time. We were golfing all 18 at the Meadows.
Oh yeah.
I refused shots every time the cart lady came around. I refused it. We got to like hole 14, It was 90 degrees out, and my brother-in-law decides I needed to do a shot of Fireball.
Fuck that.
So I gave in. I did it. Done, dude. I don't even think I golfed the rest of the 4 holes.
Lights out for Mike, huh?
Yeah, dude. I started getting like the cold sweats and stuff. I'm like, this is bad. Like, so stay away from the Fireball. Drink Links Drinks.
Yeah, fucking A.
Get yourself some of these. I thoroughly enjoy them. And with that, we're going to take our Vans Liquor ad, and we'll be right back.
Are you ready to make every moment unforgettable? Well, we've got the perfect pit stop for you. Vans Liquor. Need a rare bottle for that special occasion? Vans Liquor has it. Craving the finest beers for your weekend hangout? Vans Liquor has it. Just over the bridge at 470 Cincinnati Avenue, East Dubuque. Vans Liquor has everything you need to turn the ordinary into extraordinary. Don't settle for less. Choose the best at Vans Liquor. Your celebration headquarters in East Dubuque.
Thank you, Vans Liquor.
Thank you, Vans.
Yeah, on
Thanks, Jeff.
Cincinnati Avenue in East Dubuque, Illinois, for all your beverage needs. Maybe soon, Links Drinks will be there.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, they already distribute in Illinois, so it should be pretty easy to say, Jeff, call Fred.
Jeff.
I guess I don't know how that works, but
I would assume they've got a distributor they work with, and Jeff's is probably more so out of Iowa or like Rockford and not the Chicagoland. So who knows?
I got Fred's card. I should ask him.
Yeah.
Who's your distributor? I got a
You should
place in
take a
Illinois.
picture of that and text it to me, and I'll text it to him and just say, hey, you know, think you can get this guy's drinks in the store?
Yeah. I mean, especially golf season. How many golf courses are? I mean, Dubuque's got 4 if you count the country club. Piazza's got 2.
Yeah.
East Dubuque's got Lacoma that's got 3 courses on it. 4 if you count the par 3.
I'm not taking this away from Links Drinks whatsoever, but did you recently? I saw a YouTube reel. There is a contraption, a machine that they put in at golf courses now, and it's a canning machine. And so instead of like pouring somebody a cocktail in a plastic cup, they're pouring them in these fucking cans and then sealing the can right there in front of you so that you can take it out and you don't have to open it right away, and you stick it in your, in your ice cooler.
So if I wanted an old fashioned,
They'd mix an old fashioned
in that can.
mix it in the can.
Oh, damn.
And then you can, because it's non-carbonated, so you can shake it up out there if it's set for a little while. They don't put any ice in it, right? So you shake it up. They chill it as they're mixing it.
Right.
And when they can it,
Who's got one of them?
So I don't know. It was on a reel on YouTube, but I was like, that is so fucking sweet.
I want one for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'll pull the reel up when we get done here and show you, but it was.
Could you imagine that, dude? Just start making old fashions and putting them in the fridge.
Yeah. And they were tall boys too. So.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so there were tall boys on the golf course, and I think each can, like, depending upon the drink that you got, and I'm sure it wasn't like all the drinks that they had on their menu they could do this for, because some of the cans had the label on it already of what the drink is. So, like, when you'd order a transfusion, it'd say transfusion, old fashioned,
Right.
Like vodka lemonade. They had just cans specifically, so I can't imagine they had them for
Right.
every drink, but
Right.
it's fucking cool.
Dude, that's awesome. So, anyways, back to the Links Drinks. We'll work with Vans to to try to see if they can get them. I love them. Josh loves them, and let's get Links Drinks going. Visit linksdrinks.com and hit them up, and
Absolutely.
hopefully we can start getting him a presence out towards us. I mean, we golf all the time, so
Maybe we can get Fred to give us a giveaway that we can give away to some fans.
yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I can talk to him.
Yeah.
So,
we should see.
Speaking of Super Bowl, you got any plans for food?
No, man, I'm actually super bummed. I'm not gonna lie.
I know your party place got taken out.
Yeah, this is the first year, and I was hosting Super Bowl parties before the Chiefs were going. I just always enjoy the Super Bowl and always liked having fun. The Red Barn sold, so we can no longer go. I had that thing locked down for 20 years,
Right.
and can no longer go there for Super Bowl Sunday. So I was trying to figure out where to go. Do you go to Probst? And do you bring down kids? Probably not. Do you go to River Ridge and say, hey, I just want to quarantine off this whole back area because I don't want anybody else back here, and we're going to take the simulator all day and watch the TV, watch the game back on the TV back there.
You probably could have talked to Zach about that.
That was a thought that I had.
You wouldn't have these nice benches because they're here.
Yeah, I know, right? So, yeah, we're just sitting at home tomorrow. I honestly think I'm going to probably bake some lasagna, do some garlic bread, maybe some pesto bread. Probably just do like an Italian Sunday dinner and fucking Root the Chiefs on, man.
We always said it. We always stay home.
Yeah.
Ashley's always got a dance thing leading up to it. I think they're done at like 3:30. But so by the time she gets home, it's like I don't really. But we always stay. I normally put up a bunch of appetizers and munchies and shit.
Yeah.
Kind of odd. I saw a stat the other day, and I just had to look it up to see it. Did you know there's over 1 billion fucking chicken wings sold on Super Bowl Sunday in America?
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of wings.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, well, you always did wings.
I always did smoked wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would probably we'd go to Sam's and we get the 20-pound bag,
Right.
and I'd get 3 of them. But by the time you smoke them down, they're going to lose probably 50 pounds of wings, and we'd go through them. And I'd also do a brisket or, pulled pork. But yeah, I mean, that's 1 billion chicken wings.
When I lived in San Antonio and then out in Virginia, we would always just go to Hooters for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we'd just sit there. They'd always run some wing special. We'd just
Sure.
sit there and drink beer and eat wings. I mean, if you think about it, it's wings go with the Super Bowl.
They do.
And appetizers, really, than anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I typically don't hear people saying, I'm going to have a full course meal.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And it was Candace's idea because normally we just do, like a buffet style of like all the snacks and side shit and then just do like 2 main things. But just being here and not having like 30 people there, it's like, I'm not going to cook a bunch of sides and a bunch of apps. And I was like, I'm just going to cook dinner. So I think we'll probably do lasagna and some sides.
Remember how you said I was getting old earlier?
Yeah.
I think you're getting old now. You're not even going out Super Bowl partying.
Oh, dude, you know how many people ask though, like, "Hey, are you throwing the party? Are you having a party? Are you doing the party?"
Yeah.
Fuck. I feel like I let people down. And I hate doing that, man.
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
You can't control a place getting sold. Where'd you do it before the Red Barn?
It's always at the Red Barn. It's been up for.
Oh,
10.
that's when you started it?
Yeah. When that fucking thing went up, I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a cool place. You had a golf simulator, a lot of room.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And like, it was really cool because
kitchen.
it had a kitchen there and they had pizzas. And I did golf league there for a couple years. And that was always fun. But yeah, it was just cool. You could bring up whatever you wanted.
Right.
You cleaned up. You left the place better than you found it. And Rick and John were great to work with.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So-
I missed the place. It was cheap entertainment.
Yeah.
Cheap
Yeah.
fun.
Well, and it kind of sucks because we lost our place. Like we had all of our kids' graduations already like held
Plan.
in the future.
Man, your whole world was uprooted when that place went gone.
I honestly talked to Candace about it
Buying it?
and she's like, not a fucking chance.
It's expensive.
It was $950. I think they ended up selling for $915,
Yeah.
right around there. I would have immediately sold off a bunch of the land behind it so people could build on to try to recoup a little money.
Yeah. You could have looked at it that way. I guess speaking of Super Bowl snacks,
Yeah. What do we got?
Smoking gun jerky.
Yeah, you
of
guys got to try
Nebraska.
that last week. I didn't.
We did. We did it was the Applewood and the Wicked Awesome.
Yeah.
They did a thing on Facebook where they were wondering which is better, Applewood or Wicked Awesome.
I saw the Super Bowl. Yeah.
And so we did them both that time. And yeah, I think it was a split mix.
Was it?
I like the Wicked Awesome. It had a great flavor with a little bit of heat afterwards.
Yep.
The Applewood was very good, but sometimes I like a little heat with jerky.
Yeah.
And but I think Ken and I think Ryan were in the Applewood.
Okay.
I think Steinus was all over the Wicked.
Okay.
And I don't really remember what Matt was.
Okay.
He was in shock that he found a beef jerky that was better than his grandpa's.
I did watch it and heard
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Smoking gun jerky out of Nebraska. For people that haven't heard us talk about it, they're a beef jerky company. They also do like rubs and marinades and stuff.
Barbecue shit.
Yeah. But they're a jerky company out of Nebraska. It's probably some of the best damn jerky I've ever had. They have over 50 different flavors.
Yeah. You guys left a little morsel in the bag.
Yeah, you
down
got to
here.
try a little bit.
I tasted a little bit of it.
My second order just came in. And I think you got an order coming in Monday.
Yeah, mine will come in Monday. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
And Steinus just got his order today.
Yep.
So we're ordering it. I probably won't buy. I won't buy jerky anywhere else. It's always going to come from Smoking Gun.
Yeah.
Just because the fact that it's damn good jerky.
Yeah.
And there's no extra additives in it.
Yeah.
There's no dyes. There's no nothing.
And Steinus, I'm sure, loved that.
Oh,
didn't he?
dude, you know what you're getting. You know what
do.
you're getting.
You do.
It's literally jerky and a bunch of seasonings, not a bunch of fucking chemicals.
And that's how it should be.
Right. So tonight we're trying Brazilian Steakhouse.
Ooh, speaking of that, do you like Brazilian steakhouse?
Do I like those? Like
No,
Brazilian
yeah.
steakhouses? Yeah,
They're dangerous.
they are. I eat a lot.
Yeah, I know. The meat sweats are real, folks.
Yeah, I got a story for you after I
right.
grab this beef jerky about a
right.
Brazilian steakhouse deal.
Beautiful.
Let's give this a whirl. I'm going to pull the mic
Thank you,
back.
Mr. Perez.
Yeah, Joe. I don't want people hearing me chomp on it.
Yeah, that's like one of your biggest pet peeves too. Is like when we
Oh, yeah,
play
dude.
Call of Duty, me chewing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take a huge piece.
Josh, what the hell kind of chips are you eating? I'm opening a can of Sprite.
I truly was. I'm gonna back away a little bit.
Yeah. What was it in a bag?
That does have a little Brazilian, like a South flair.
That's good. That's good.
I just heard you swallow.
Yeah, that's good.
I see some.
Save the rest of that
I
for
see some
later.
chili flake in there too.
Yeah, I saw that on the packaging for the ingredients. That's really good. That's really good.
If you let it sit there for a while and you get some of that salt and some more of that seasoning out of it, that shit bangs.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Really good flavor. Tastes a little Brazilian steakhouse there.
Just the seasoning, yeah.
I wonder if Smoking Gun went to a Brazilian steakhouse and said, "Tell me how you season your meat."
Yeah. I mean, I'm the paprika and the smoked paprika is what I'm tasting mostly. But then chili pepper in there too.
Dude, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I'm really bummed because on my order, I was going to order this and I don't think I did because Candace said, "Oh, that looks too hot." I'm like, on the scale, it's like in the first third.
Yeah. That's really good. I've probably had the most flavors now than anybody. You're up there. You tried some of them and what we had left in the bags, but
Yeah.
I've had the Hawaiian, I've had the Applewood, I've had the Wicked Awesome, I've had the Honey Bourbon. In my order, I just got Beer for My Horses, which is phenomenal.
We tried that earlier. Yeah.
I texted Joe after I ate my first one, and I'm like, that is top notch, dude.
Yeah.
And then I've tried the Mild Hickory, which is very good. And now this Brazilian Steakhouse. I'm going to say my top two so far are Beer for My Horses and the Brazilian Steakhouse. I would take the Brazilian Steakhouse over the Applewood all day.
I would take over the four. Well, I don't know which one I tried the other last weekend when you guys had leftovers. But this is the best out of those
dude,
four.
It's so good. It's so good. People, when we tell you, I joked around with Joe. I said, you got four fat asses on this show. I'm not big in nature, but I eat like one. I
You
love
eat more
food.
than I do.
Oh yeah, dude, I love food, and I'm a food enthusiast. But trust us when we say this is good jerky.
It is.
And you got Ryan. Ryan, dude worked in a meat packing plant. Ryan's all about beef. He farms. He's all over this beef jerky. Believe us. Go to www.smokinggunjerky.com/manstream. I believe it is. Otherwise, the link is on /. The link is on our website, and we'll put it on this as well. That's our page. You go to there, and then you type in coupon code MANSTREAM10 with a capital M, and you get 10% off. All orders. There's no limit either. You can run 10% on multiple orders multiple times. It doesn't.
Mine was $103 when I ordered.
Yeah.
And I think I got down to like 91 or 2, and then with shipping it ended up being like 96, 97. So
Yeah.
or 95 somewhere.
But you got a lot of jerky coming.
1.5 pounds of jerk. Yeah.
Yeah, where I'm right now, I'm buying all my first order. I bought a couple quarter pounders.
Get that away from the whole thing.
But this time around, I bought the regular size bags, and the reason why is because I'm like, I just want to try more. I want to try more. So I do know one thing Joe's sending us, and you have to stay tuned for an episode of this. They have a hot box challenge as well. It's three of the hottest flavors they have.
Okay, so not what we're normally thinking.
No, we're not going to go. We're not going to go hot box something. It's three of the hottest flavors they have. I think there's. I'm going to look because I don't want to get them wrong.
You told me about this XXX one, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's in the hot box challenge. It might be. It's 3 jerkies. It's the 3 hottest jerkies they have, I believe. And
Not for the faint of heart.
it's not for the faint of heart. I'm actually gonna have to have.
I'm surprised you're going to try it with your acid reflux.
Yeah, I told Ryan I'm gonna have to probably double up on my acid reflux pills that day, if that's even possible to do. I'm not sure, but
Dude, I'm older and I feel like you're an old ass with your acid reflux.
did you hear him? Ryan goes, "What are you, 80?" Dude, it runs in my family.
Does it?
Leave me alone. Yeah. So it is Can't Fix Stupid, Complete Idiot, and Grim Reaper.
So I told you I about ordered. Which one was the first
The
one?
Can't Fix Stupid.
No, what
no,
was
the
other one?
Complete
The
Idiot.
Complete Idiot.
Yeah. I texted Joe and I said, "What's the Complete Idiot?" He goes, "Super hot." And Josh goes, "Okay, click, not doing that one." So we're gonna bring it in. We're gonna do the hot box challenge on an episode. We're gonna probably all have half gallons of milk.
No, dude, I eat hot shit for breakfast.
I eat hot stuff too, but I'm gonna have Ryan wants a gallon of chocolate milk. I said, "So you're gonna chug the whole gallon?" He goes,
I hope he doesn't fucking puke.
He said, "Do you think Josh would be mad if I puked?"
Yeah, that milk smell, fucking when you puke milk, it's nasty sour. And
He said 2 things. That, or he goes, "I'm all in for the hot box challenge, but we're going to have to take a break because I'm going to have to shit right after I eat it."
oh, he's got a little case of the IBS, huh?
I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
But so you'll have to stay tuned for that episode when we do the hot box challenge.
Yeah.
3 of the hottest jerkies they have.
Should probably do that on 420.
I don't know. I mean, just whenever. But so stay tuned for that, and then we're gonna have some more jerky coming in from them. Different samples we can try. Just to let you know. I mean, believe us when we say it's good jerky.
And Brazilian Steakhouse one is the best so far.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, I haven't had a bad one yet. I mean, and I don't think I'm gonna have a bad one. But it's starting to get tougher on when I look at it and be like, what's the best one I had? And I really got to think about it because
you
they're
feel
all
like
good.
a real foodie then going back to like judging like what did I taste it like normal beef jerky people eat it, chew it, and real quick swallow it.
Right.
And I like to like mash it up and like make it into kind of like the beef jerky chew.
Mm-hmm.
I sit there and I suck on it for a while, get some of that salt and those seasonings out, and you can taste a hell of a lot more. And this one does have a little heat with that chili flake, because like just setting it down here,
Right.
bottom deck.
Yeah. Well, we're becoming beef jerky enthusiasts. Like
Fuck
me and bourbon. I could switch bourbon around and be like, "Oh, here's why this one tastes different," you know,
Yeah.
or this is what I taste. I taste a vanilla or something in it. I'm starting to do that with beef jerky now.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you guys, if you're a trucker, if you're whatever, just love beef jerky.
Yeah.
Believe in us, order it. I know, speaking of Melissa, she ordered her husband the Be Mine box for Valentine's Day.
That's cool.
And I might have dropped the ball on that, and he found out, but she gave it away. He came to lunch for our Super Bowl deal, and I said, "Hey man, you got to try our jerky sometime." And she turned around and glared at me, and I'm like, "I didn't say nothing."
And she blew it up then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he knows now, which was fine. But so they're gonna try it, and I guarantee they're gonna keep ordering from Smoking Gun, and
yeah.
believe
That's
us.
good
Though.
jerky.
Hopefully we get some time where we can just, we could say, "Hey, if you're around and listening to us, come down and see us. We got samples for you. If you don't believe us, we'll let you try it."
This is not Sam's Club, and don't hang around just to eat.
Every Saturday. So, Smoking Gun jerky, very good. Thank you, Joe, and we're gonna keep pushing you there. They do ship nationwide, except
Pretty fast too.
I think except Hawaii and Alaska.
Yeah.
But
Who wants to
they
go on a
don't need
plane
it
ride?
anyways. But yeah, pretty fast. 2 days.
They got fish over there.
2 days.
Yeah. 2 days. And where's he at?
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yep, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Literally, you place the order, you'll get an email probably within 15 to 20 minutes saying your order is on your way.
Yeah.
And they're that fast.
That's great customer
So,
service. Good job, Joe.
We're working on an ad for them. Look for that in next coming episodes. And but anyway, so yeah, beef jerky for Super Bowl. I'm gonna eat some.
I was hoping my box came. I ordered it one day late, and
Yeah.
I was hoping it'd be here so we could rip through a bunch of these flavors.
Right.
But we'll get to on Monday. Maybe watch the Super Bowl all over again, and only if it's a win.
If the Chiefs win, I'm gonna watch it and eat beef jerky, just to remember the days. And I'm gonna drink a transfusion.
I'm gonna drink a Links drink and have a Smoking Gun jerky stick.
And then I'm gonna go outside and smoke a BDP.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
He mentioned us on his podcast. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he talked about the big black lighter that we were gonna send him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it got there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I sent it like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But when I wanted to order it, it wasn't like one of those Prime shipping ones.
2-day Prime.
It was like a 2-week deal. So I assume that's coming from China.
Yeah, could be. Now there's a 10. Good thing we did a 10% tariff on it now, probably.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Big
Who
black
knows?
dicks coming from China.
Fucking-
10% tariff.
I mean, you hit all the minority check boxes there, Asian
That's
and
right.
fucking African
That's
American.
right. Yeah, yeah. No, he mentioned us. He talked about us a little bit on their podcast, and that was cool.
Did he talk about the? I didn't hear it all, but did he talk about the technical difficulties we had?
No, he didn't. He talked about a lot. What he talked about was how we were talking about that the trends and you talk about it all the time. If we're posting on YouTube too much or trying to figure out the algorithm,
like the algorithm.
he
yeah.
talked about that with his guy. That
Yeah.
we were talking about that, how it switches all the time, and how he mentioned that they stopped smoking cigars on the show because they realized that they were getting
wasn't-
less views.
And they were probably what it is pushing to anybody under. They're now not pushing anybody under the age 18,
Right.
or 21 actually.
21,
So they're not hitting a huge population that's on social media. So
right?
yeah, good for them for picking up on that. Because
I wouldn't have picked up on
Fuck
that.
no.
It took me a long time to.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we're smoking cigars. I don't know. Maybe if we start losing viewers, maybe it's because we're eating jerky. I don't know.
yeah, I have no idea. I know that that Sears guy that I told him about that I followed for years. He's kind of like a man. It's kind of like a man cave podcast YouTube channel that he does, and he does everything. Guy like he talks about EDC. Like he remodeled his space where he has his studio and
Right.
like his movie room, and so he does just a lot of shit. I think he's out of Florida, but he smokes in his. But I'm assuming, I guess I've never followed him on like a Facebook or any social media platform, so I'm betting like already because he has alcohol, tobacco, and firearms in his videos, he already puts over like, hey, this is not appropriate for children. But he's getting fucking 500,000 views on every video. He's got.
I think it just depends on what kind of demographic you're looking at.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're trying to appease everybody, maybe then I could agree. Maybe it's the smoke and the cigars.
Yeah.
If you're trying to just get out to cigar people, obviously they're going to still watch it.
Yep.
Whether there's a puff cloud or not. I mean, imagine if Snoop Dogg had one. Is he going to lose people because he's got a big fucking pot cloud above him? Probably
No,
not.
dude, everybody knows he does
Because
that shit.
people are going to watch it because it's Snoop, not
It's
because
Snoop.
it's
Yeah.
So I think it just depends. But no, he had nothing but great things to say.
Good.
He mentioned that we were really into the fact that his name was Big Dick Palmer.
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought it was funny. I think it's even funnier that Ken Hamlet sat here and his fucking web domain was bigblackschlongs.com. He actually paid for that and owns the rights to bigblackschlongs.com. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy. We keep getting these people about dicks, but
Phalluses for men, right? We love them.
yeah. What do you think about the Super Bowl halftime show?
Kendrick Lamar.
I'm not looking forward to it at all. I'll probably turn it off.
I told you guys the other night when we were game, and I only know one fucking song.
I know none.
And that's just because Tyson and Jace have played it all over their phones, all over the house. But like, I would assume he's kind of like the Drake of this,
Dude, I
this
think
decade.
Kendrick Lamar's been around for a while.
I don't know.
I mean, he was on with Mary J. Blige and Dr. Dre on that halftime show.
No shit.
Yeah, he was like a special guest for that.
Oh.
When did Kendrick Lamar
Wow.
start rapping?
Would have never guessed that.
Stay signed out. 2003.
Oh fuck, he's old.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I had no idea. I mean, that would be like the Eminem phase, right? Because Eminem came out in like
Yeah,
98.
yeah. In fact, I think Slim Shady just turned 25 years this year.
Like that he started, not that he's 25 years old.
When
he started
the
it,
real Slim Shady came out, that song.
that's 25
years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're fucking old, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you imagine that's like me being born in the 80s and then my dad talking about the Beatles?
Yeah, imagine those guys still talking about the Beatles.
Oh, fucking hell.
Mom and Dad just went to some show down in the Villages, and it took them through a lot of different eras, like in '69, you
Yeah.
know, and all the music in that era. And he's like, Dad texts me, he goes, "Wow, that brought back memories. Never thought I'd last this long."
I mean, truly. We
Yeah,
all
I mean,
don't.
right,
How
I
old's
mean-
your dad?
73.
Okay, yeah. He's actually older than my dad.
Yeah.
Are you the youngest in the family?
Yeah.
How old's your oldest? Sibling.
40.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a late start.
Yeah.
33?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Who's 33? Me?
Well, no, your
No,
dad would have
yeah,
been 33
right.
when he started.
Yeah, when they had me, he was almost 40.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. So,
Your parents are older than mine.
yeah, let's keep advertising. Hey, you guys are old. No.
Great to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Olson.
Now you know Josh. Can't believe your parents are older than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's like now for me too. Like talking about artists back then, I'm like, wow, I feel like
Old as fuck.
yeah, dude. Like
Yeah.
when I see them on TikTok, like songs turning 25 this year, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
No
fucking
way.
White Snake turning 50.
Yeah,
or
dude.
35, whatever it was. I can't remember.
It's nuts. And kids these days will never understand.
No, dude. You know, there was something online the other day, and I was fucking dumbfounded by it. And it said, we are closer to like 1950. There was something about being born. I don't know. It was like 40-year difference. Like we're closer to 19, or like right now we're closer to 2050 than we are to 1980. And that had to set in, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm getting fucking old.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was. We're closer to 2050 than we are to 1980. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, we are. That's fucking nuts. You could even say 2060 at that matter.
Yeah.
Getting old sucks.
Oh yeah, dude, it's crazy to think that seniors in high school nowadays weren't alive when 9/11 happened.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fucking nuts. Or that all of our fads from our high school era are coming back. Birkenstocks, Doc Martens.
I don't think Birkenstocks ever died.
They did. Yeah. I mean, like only hippies fucking wore them. Like it wasn't a trendy thing to wear socks and Birks through school.
But what's funny is it was either at Woodstock 99 or it was at Family Values 98. Fred Durst was up talking about because people were waving their Birkenstocks around. He's like, "Put your fucking Birkenstocks back on," like back then.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it died.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I mean, it wasn't like a hit. It wasn't popular. You know, like Crocs took over. That's pretty much what happened. Is it wasn't that they fell out of style. It was just that there was something else new as a trend, and it was Crocs, and it was this, and it was that. And, you know,
But yeah, Birks are back.
Birks are back. Docs are back. Fucking Docs. Like Mike said, he spent almost
What I see,
$250 on his.
I think I saw on TikTok girls wearing the not high waisted but the loose waisted jeans now, like back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's back. I'm waiting for Jinko jeans to come back.
Dude, I never.
I would go buy a pair
So I saw
to have it.
So there was this chick. There's this chick that I follow on social media. She's all about the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
And she'll relive it. So she'll go back in there and she'll be like, if you owned these in 97, here's what you did. And she's like putting a fucking hairdryer in it, like a DVD player, all of her CD case, a couple of books and shit like that. And then she's like waddling to get down the street.
Dude. Well, I sent that TikTok today, I think it was, and it was if you were getting home from school and turning on MTV, these were the songs you would hear in 1999.
Yep.
And I was like, take me fucking back.
Take me back.
Dude, because that was the life.
Yeah.
Watching new music videos.
Well, you know, it was life. There was no responsibility.
Yeah, dude.
You weren't a husband.
No
you
phones.
weren't a father.
No phones.
I had a phone.
I mean, cell phones eventually, but they didn't do what these did.
Fuck no.
I mean, obviously, the best thing you had on a cell phone back then was Snake.
So I'm even older than that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was phones before that was without it, but you know what I'm saying.
That Nokia 9500, that was the first fucking phone to have a game on it.
Yeah.
And I was stoked.
Yeah, the blue one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That you could then, after a while, like the Chinese made different case shells for it. So
Yeah,
you
you
could
pulled
swap your color.
pull the front case off. Put it on.
That was the
Yeah.
hip thing, man.
Yeah.
Or like if you put it in your pocket, you pocket dialed somebody because the phone case was always open.
I said to Ashley the other day, I saw a funny picture and I said, it said, kids these days will never understand having a phone and also having to have something that played music on it.
Yeah.
Like an iPad or an iPod
or something.
or an
MP3 player.
or
Well,
a CD player with anti-skip.
Yeah, we had mini discs back in the
Yeah.
day. That was like the hip thing at 96, 97.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was going to go back to talking about the phones. So my first phone, I was very lucky at a young age. My mom got me one because we were an AirTouch dealer at the lumberyard that she ran.
Right.
AirTouch is now Verizon.
Right.
They had this where it was a special in the middle of July. If you signed up for a new line of service, they gave you a Motorola StarTAC for a penny. and that was like you had to have at least 100 minutes a month.
Was that the big block one?
No, dude, mine was small.
Okay.
Like they were the clamshell. It was
Yep.
like one of the first clamshell cell phones and had the smallest battery on it. I probably still have it. But that was my first phone. And then after a while, they came out with a silver one that had a different colored text. So instead of just the basic bitch orange, this one had like green, yellow, and orange. So you upgraded to this new one just to be able to have a different phone. And then it was like the Nokia came out.
Right.
Like, fuck, I want to play Snake. You know, everybody's doing it. You get that one. And then the next one I got was like the AudioVox 9500. And that was the first phone that had a colored screen on it. Couldn't do shit with it.
Nope.
It just had a colored background, and that's all you needed.
So you didn't have a Zach Morris phone?
We did for the
Did you?
farm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was a Motorola, but I mean, most of those that size, you didn't take out in public.
Right.
You know?
Do you remember the Motorola Razr craze?
Yeah. Loved it. Yeah.
Like crazy.
I still have 3 of them.
Everybody wanted a Motorola Razr.
Yeah. I'm hoping
I had a red one.
Yep. You got the one for Africa.
Was it?
Yeah.
Probably because I like Toto.
It was for Bono.
Because there's no rain down there.
No, it's for Bono. Bono, U2 is the one who did that one. That was like their first collab on a cell phone. But I've got the black, silver, gold, and the red.
Everybody wanted a Razr.
And they came back out.
And they really didn't, like, they weren't special.
No.
Right?
It was just the thinnest phone.
Yeah.
And it was metal and it wasn't plastic.
Like, you look, like, they didn't even do what a BlackBerry did.
No.
I mean, and
No.
I never had a BlackBerry.
I did.
I've looked at a lot of people's. I didn't like them.
They sucked.
Oh, yeah, dude. But Razrs weren't even that. They were just,
Yeah.
kids these days will never understand. You know?
No.
Hey, we had things on the back of our TV, too. It was called the whole fucking TV.
Our generation is the first generation to really experience and grow with technology that has just been invented.
That's why we're the greatest generation.
Yeah, because we've
In my
adapted.
opinion.
Somebody said there was another post the other day. It's like our generation has lived through 5 decades, 2 centuries, and 1 millennia.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about that for a second. I was like, that is lucky.
Yeah,
You
'cause
know,
we won't see a millennia again.
We won't be lucky enough to see another century by any means. Like those people born in 1899
Right.
that like lived to 2001. Like we won't see 3
I don't think
centuries.
there was anybody in 1899 that lived to 2001.
Yeah. It's 100 years, 101 years.
Oh, I guess. There might have been one person.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, anybody born in 99 might get a chance to see,
3,000?
21. Be 2100.
2,100. Sorry. I don't know why I went to
Yeah,
3,000.
Math, Mike, you're not mathing today. but we are. It's crazy to say that. We've seen 2 millennia, 5 decades and 2 centuries.
And we went through the biggest technology change.
Yeah.
And having to use it. Like,
Yeah.
we had to work to it. Like,
You had to adapt with it.
VHSs, right?
Yeah.
We all grew up with VHSs.
Yep.
We grew up with the double VHSs for like Titanic and fucking Pearl Harbor and
Oh, the
and
cassette.
like
You mean
oh
the
yeah,
cassettes.
like
Yeah, the
Lord of the
boxes.
Rings, where it was 2 of them. I mean, and we all know what it was like to have to sit there and fucking rewind it. You gonna
Yeah.
grab one?
Yeah, I am.
We all know what it was like to have to rewind it. And we
And
all
you got-
had
and you got fined if you didn't.
if you rented them, yeah.
Yeah.
We all had we had an external rewinder too for a while
A speed one?
oh yeah, it went
Yeah.
faster.
He was rich.
And then DVDs came out. What did we have to learn? We had to learn how to use DVDs.
Oh no, you missed a whole thing. Laserdisc.
Well, Laserdisc, yeah.
Ah.
But that I don't know if that really got that big.
It absolutely did.
I
If
don't
if you were a movie buff, you always bought the Laserdisc on it.
Right?
And I never did because I could never afford a Laserdisc player.
It almost looks like Mountain Dew.
It does
You could get away with drinking that.
at a school event.
Yeah. Okay, Laserdisc, then DVD, then Blu-ray.
It tastes like fucking Mountain Dew.
Does it?
Well, you're still sick.
No, I'm not. I can't be contagious, dude. I've had 2 rounds of antibiotics.
That tastes like Mountain Dew with a little bit of vodka in it. You didn't spill.
did a little bit. Yeah, that does.
That's fucking nuts. I could
Those are dangerous.
I could fill this up in a Mountain Dew bottle and walk into school.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, said Josh, did you pee in a bottle?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah.
I get sick. It's on you.
And then look at computers. I mean, even computers transpired through computers.
Oh, dude.
Fucking everybody remembers Windows 98.
Hold on. No. Okay.
Well, you remember Windows 98.
Yeah, but I'm older. Do you remember? Did you have floppy disks?
Yeah, dude.
Like the big ones.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
We had them in school.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because like that was like
Kids will never understand floppy disks.
no, fuck no.
No. They'll never understand having to fucking blow in the bottom of a video game just to get the fucker to work.
They're all digital now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when the bastard didn't work after the first blow, you pull it out, fucking blowing it again.
So we had to hit our Nintendo specifically on the back right side, and if we hit it right, it'd reset for us.
Dude.
Yeah, the struggles, man. Like
It was.
So somebody today, I was watching another reel, and it was like two farmers at a Farm Progress show back when Macintosh came out with their first home PC.
Yeah.
And the guy was like talking about, well, here's the software you can buy, and here's the extra price, and you get a keyboard and mouse, but you don't get speakers. Those are extra. He's like, well, what about a printer? My wife said a laser jet printer, something printer. He goes, we have the Apple printer. He goes, that's $799. I was like, fuck me.
Dude,
my
parents still have the TV. It's in their basement. One of the first ever flat screens that were ever released. Like in flat screen with not a big back on it, obviously, not just saying a flat glass screen, flat screen.
Yep.
32-inch. How much do you think that was?
What was it? Do you know the brand?
I don't remember.
1,000.
Like fucking $1,600.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no wonder why nobody. Oh, if you had a 65-inch back then,
yeah,
you were loaded.
Oh.
I mean, you had a lot of money.
Yeah.
And now you look at it, you could buy a 65-inch for what, $200?
Yeah. So check this out. So, Dr. Frost, I mean, I know you're not from Bellevue, but I'm not either. But up in St. Donatus, that Frank Lloyd Wright looking house on the back hill, like on your right side.
Yeah, Dr. Frost lived there.
Yep. So he was a podiatrist or something like that up in Dubuque.
Yeah, I know who lives there now.
Okay. So when he passed away and his wife had the auction for everything, they had a lot of nice stuff. I ended up buying a bunch of shit off of there. One of them was his Pioneer. Remember that brand?
Yeah, oh yeah. Dude, everybody had a Pioneer CD deck in their freaking car.
Pioneer plasma TV. It was the first one Pioneer ever put out for plasma when that was the rage, right?
Yeah.
This guy was so meticulous. He was a doctor, but so meticulous. He not pasted, but he put a little slide on the back of the TV with an envelope that he could put in like the manual, the instructions, and all that shit. Had the fucking receipt still in there from when he bought this. 1993. $6,000.
Yeah, dude. Nuts.
And this thing had it was a big 60-inch. It had handles on the bottom, on the back side of the TV on both ends. And when I say handle, not just like a little hand hold, a fucking handle that like stuck out that far from the thing and was like that thick. So you could grab on the bottom, hold on the top, and lift. Thing was 150 pounds easy.
Yeah, dude. I went into a house not that long ago, and the guy still was using, remember them big screen TVs that had the huge base on them, and
box?
Yeah, dude, and they were all like tube lid on the back.
Yeah.
Still using one.
Before we moved here, I had two of them in my basement.
Did you leave them there?
No, I threw them on the burn pile and burnt them.
Is that when you got burnt?
No, that was actually when I burnt the sandbags.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was from the football thing we did a couple years prior. We did that whole Marine team deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, guy's still using it, and I'm like, damn, like, you couldn't pay someone to move that now.
They probably don't find those bulbs and color wheels anymore.
I don't think
if something goes out.
I don't think you could find them.
Because that was the thing. It had a color wheel in it that spun, and if your color wheel went out, you were fucked, and you couldn't. Everything was black and white then.
Yep. Yeah, kids these days will never understand.
Isn't that crazy? They'll never understand what black and white TV was.
They'll never understand what not having a fucking smartphone was.
Are you old enough to ever remember party lines?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, being in the telephone industry,
I know what party lines are, yeah.
I remember in town in Adair, the city of Adair had telephone service. But if you were a rural route, you still had the party line. And I remember going to my grandma and grandpa's house and getting on the phone and hearing somebody else talk. And I asked my grandma, I go, is there somebody here? And she goes, oh, no, honey, that's the party line. That's probably Phyllis down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm sorry, what? She's like, yeah. She's like, if you hop on and somebody's using it, you can't make a call. You got to wait till they're off.
Yep.
I was dumbfounded.
Yep. Yeah. Have you ever done the thing with your kids yet? Because your kids are older, where you grab an old rotary
Telephone and tell them to dial a number?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I want to.
Do you need a rotary phone?
I would love one because I do it.
I'll bring you one.
Yeah.
I have some.
Okay.
See what they do.
Fuck,
It's
I'm gonna videotape it because
it's crazy.
They're gonna not know. They're gonna press the button.
Yeah. So think about this. We talk about kids on this day and age not understanding. We go back to rotary phones, right? Kids these days won't understand what it was like to text on them first cell phones either.
Oh, bro.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kids will also not
4.
understand that you could just press a name and it would dial for you. Like my biggest pain in the ass on those phones were you had to dial the area code,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had to dial the number. And if you got to digit fucking 9 and you messed up, you had to start all over.
Yep. There was no backspace.
That was the most frustrating thing that I ever really encountered on those phones.
Oh, yeah.
Or like if you got too far away on the cord and it fucking like disconnected internally but didn't shoot out, couldn't hear shit, and you'd be talking away and you're like, hello, hello.
Everything's at these kids' fingertips now. And it wasn't. If we wanted to, we didn't have chat. If what we did, we had AOL Instant Messenger,
AIM,
and MSN Instant Messenger, or Hotmail Instant Messenger, whatever they called it. We would have to wait to go home to get that dial-up internet going in order to freaking get out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy. I miss those days, man. I always say take me back. I love the fucking 90s.
It was
I love
much
the
more
early
simple.
2000s. Oh, yeah.
Much more simple.
It was. And the music, I mean, everything about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes as weird as it sounds, I look at them, I see memories and stuff like that, and watch these videos of back then, and I get choked up a little bit because I'm like, I miss it so much.
You're a sentimental guy.
I miss it so much.
You know, one thing that we've done with our kids, and I'm trying to like reel it back to when I was a kid to kind of help them out, right? We don't yell across. Like my mom would come out and whistle, and you could hear her for a fucking 5-block radius, and you knew it was time to come home.
Yep. Dad would, if we were in it was the church owned a big field. It was through the alley of so there's like 6 houses through an alley, and then it was the church field. We'd be down there, and Dad would come out and yell, "Boys!" And that's when or when the lights turned on.
That's the thing. What we did with the kids. So we told them, we're like, okay, you guys can hang out and stay out. We can get you on your cell phones, but we want you home when it's dark. And the question is, when is it dark? And I said, when the lights come on.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, but no, dark's when it's like dark, and you can't. There's no sun anymore. I said, no, it's when the street lights come on.
And you better be walking your ass in that door when the lights turn on, not after they're on.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to roll that back with them. And then the other thing is like, you know, I think with my generation, it didn't happen, but like maybe 5 to 10 years after that, you know, all the kids were staying inside all summer playing on video games, right? Mm-hmm. And we would go over and hang out at buddies' houses and play GoldenEye for an hour, but we'd go back outside and play.
Oh, dude, we were outside all the time.
So that's what I really like about like Tyson this last summer being in town. In the country, it wasn't like this, but being in town.
Dude, I seen that kid outside all the time.
He wakes up, he cooks his own breakfast every day, and then he leaves to go fishing. And he'll fish until noon, and then he'll come back up here. Or if he doesn't come back up here for lunch, this is so cool. The kid was 10 last year when he started this shit. Him and his buddies that go fishing together, there'll be 5 of them. They'll go down to Bender's. One will buy chicken, one will buy potato salad, one will buy chips, and one will buy sodas. And they'll take them, and they'll go down to Piggy Park, and they have a fucking picnic just with them and the boys. I was like, that's so cool. Like, that's what it should be like. And then he'd come home, and then after that, he'd go to the park, play basketball, and fucking not come home till 9 o'clock at night when the lights are on.
Yeah, we were outside all the time. Mom and Dad, the only time we ever got to play video games, like as a kid, was if it was raining or if it was really shitty winter.
Yeah, or if you had a friend spending the night.
Or if you had a friend spending the night. and they weren't going to let us. Obviously, it was after or when we got back once the dusk dawn lights turned on.
Yep.
That's when we played video games. But I mean, we were outside all the time, and
Yeah.
we would. I still to this day remember all of my friends' fucking home phone numbers
Yeah.
to this day, and to call them up. Hey, is Scott there? Hey, is Ryan there? Oh no, he's out playing with this. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, and I tried to call that person. They were playing.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're outside playing. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember my friends' phone numbers. I remember mine, my grandma's.
Yeah.
You know, you had to memorize all that shit. Or you had the Rolodex up on
Either
the wall.
the Rolodex or a fucking phone book.
Yeah, up on the wall, and you
Yeah.
just go to the name, and there's Shorty. We got to give him a call.
Well, back then they used to give out, like, I remember, like, we always like in our school, like each class got
A phone list.
A phone list.
Yeah, and you could fill it out with your friends' phone numbers and
Yeah.
parents and everything. Yep.
Yep, and they'd give you a phone list.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy. Nowadays, the kids won't ever understand. But take me back. I am a very nostalgic person.
Mm-hmm.
I love nostalgia. I love learning about, you know, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and 80s.
Yeah.
But when it comes back to, like, what do you miss? If you had to pick one thing in life you miss, the fucking 90s.
Yeah, it was a lot easier. Everything was so much easy.
I mean, it was.
Uh,
And think about how, what I think about is adding to the easy. We weren't in war.
yeah,
We never had a major catastrophe. So like that middle to late 90s was just like, there was no care in the world.
yeah,
Like, you could ride your bike around town and not have to worry about someone fucking abducting you or someone slipping you drugs or someone,
yeah.
you know, or you could ride around or hang out with your friends and walk around even at nighttime.
It was the 90s. The weed was good. The coke was clean.
Yeah, and not even worry about, like, oh, is someone going to get shot tonight? No,
Yeah.
we didn't worry about
You
that
never
shit.
heard of a school shooting until Columbine.
Until Columbine, yeah, and that's what started it all.
And I think that honestly was probably the first initial onset start of like people diagnosing like ADD, ADHD.
Yeah, what was that, 96?
96 or 97.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember to this day
Yeah.
that there's things you don't forget. And when Columbine happened, like,
Yeah.
I remember it to a
Yep.
T.
And it's like 9/11. You remember it to a T.
I remember that to a T too. Yeah, I remember everything about that. Where I was, what I was doing,
Yep.
who I was with, what class I was in, what everybody felt. You know,
What grade were you in? Like 5th?
no, I would have been in 6th or 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was out working.
Yeah.
An asshole. Because my mom goes, "Oh my God, they're gonna draft you. We're going to war." Oh,
Yeah,
I
you know,
like,
and what's
shit.
even funny is after the military, I had a lot of people say on 9/11, I'd go to 9/11 memorials, like moment of silence. Thank you thank you for service. Today's not about that. Like,
Yeah.
today's about the firefighters and the police officers and
Yeah.
the EMTs that lost their life and all the people in
Yeah.
the. But I remember where I was. I said it once before, I think, on here. I remember our principal, who was from Brooklyn, or one of the places around New York, originally came over and he said the World Trade Centers were just hit. And I looked at my buddy, I'm like, what the fuck's the World Trade Center? I didn't know what the World Trade Center was.
Yeah, you only saw it in movies.
Yeah, and then you think about it, oh, it's them two tall buildings at every opening scene of Friends, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like,
I
I didn't know
it.
that.
It's like not knowing the Sears Tower, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I knew
Yeah.
that because I went to Chicago.
Yeah.
But I never went to New York when I was that age.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what the World Trade Centers were. So, but then you learned, and there just wasn't a care, because before that, everything was peace, man, love. Like, not to sound like the hippie days, but you weren't afraid of things.
Yeah, radicalism wasn't like a huge thing back then.
Yeah, now you're afraid of everything.
As far as like being afraid of shit, I think our biggest fear here in the U.S. is like Mexican cartels expanding up into the U.S. That would be my biggest fear for a lot of population.
That was up until now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But you know what I mean? Like, that was my biggest fear. Was like, it's not going to be some war that we're going to have. Nobody's going to invade the U.S. It's just going to be, cartels wanting to sell more shit and coming in different communities.
Right. And that's not like on a big thing. I'd say, yeah, but on small levels of being afraid of shit, people are fucking weird now. People, like,
Oh, dude.
I mean, I'm not afraid in Bellevue, because Bellevue, I have friends that are dispatched for county.
that fucking acid reflux getting to you already?
No, I'm just burping. I have friends in dispatch for
Yeah.
Jackson County.
Yeah.
Bellevue has no crime. We hardly have any crime. We don't even really have petty crime.
You might
It's
get
just-
like an OWI here and there.
and that's not really crime. Like when you think of crime, I mean,
Yeah.
they committed a crime.
There's
but
no like theft, robbery.
hardly any if there
rape,
is. Yeah, and
you know,
like
assault.
I mentioned that to my mom one day, and she goes, "That you know of?" I said, "No, because if it was happening, we would know it. The city would post something about it. We
Yeah.
would know it."
Yeah.
And I remember talking to dispatch guys. He's like, "Yeah, dude, we get no calls at Bellevue." I'm like, "Right."
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, somebody's loose dog is in my yard barking at me. I'm gonna call the cop, you know, because we don't have animal control here.
That is probably the biggest thing that
yeah.
people bitch about.
Right. So I'm not scared in Bellevue. I'll walk around this town at all hours of the day and not be afraid.
Yeah.
But in other towns, you're afraid. I'm afraid if I send my kids to the park and I'm not paying attention to them, you know, is someone going to try to steal them?
Like now in Bellevue?
No, in general, like
Oh, yeah.
in society nowadays.
Oh yeah, you always got to be concerned. Like I'm always.
But
nervous
when I
the
was a
kids go
kid,
out. You didn't have to worry about that.
Shouldn't
shit.
have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on your bike? Yeah. Oh, hey, all my friends are at White Park. This was called White Park. That's just what it was called.
Yeah.
After Dr. White.
You were going down a path there.
Yeah.
You don't need
to. Just wanted to clarify. Playing basketball. White Park was probably
Yeah.
8 city blocks from my house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and Hanover's a small town, but, you know, it was not close to my house.
Yep.
Okay, go play basketball. Cool.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
No.
I mean, they didn't worry about me either
No.
because they knew that we were fine. The
Yep.
only thing they might have had in the back of their mind, what if, you know, if Mike got hurt or something.
Oh yeah.
But they weren't worried about someone
No.
abducting me, someone coming up and starting shit, it's just such a different society now, and it's sad.
Yeah.
That's I think part of me when I say take me back to the 90s because
You didn't have to worry about
fucking
shit.
care.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't worry about it.
I will say we didn't worry about it here in the Midwest. You know, and you see some of the other towns and cities, like, you know, I'm sure you had to worry about that shit in like major metro areas like Chicago. Like if you were downtown or you were in bad parts, or like New York, for instance. You know what I mean?
I think to an extent,
Yeah.
not like you do now. If you were in a good part of Chicago,
Yeah.
and I had tons of friends from Chicago. We grew up going to a campground in Annabelle, Illinois. A lot of people that came there that were seasonals, yearlies, were from Chicago area.
Just getting out to the
Yeah,
countryside.
dude, from Elmwood Park. The only thing that separates Elmwood Park and Chicago is the railroad track. I mean, a lot of them. I remember even walking around with friends. I'd go to Chicago with them in my teenage years to hang out at their house. We'd go walking around. It wasn't a big deal.
Yep.
If you were in a bad neighborhood, yeah, of course. I mean, that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
But
For
you,
sure.
you just didn't
worry
about it because
Yeah.
you weren't hearing on the news every day that some kid was abducted,
Yeah.
that people were freaking stealing kids for sex trafficking and shit. It's gotten completely fucked.
It is. Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
It's
I
taking
could
a turn for the worse.
I can go on about that for hours, but I'm going to choose not to. That's for a different night. So with that, we're going to take a break with 1-800 T-shirts out of Dubuque, Iowa. 1-800 T-shirts, all your clothing needs. And Tom Round has some words for you.
Let's face it, you want your business to look professional, but your custom apparel just isn't cutting it right now. Well, at 1-800 T-shirts, we're not going to let that happen. We got a whole team of in-house designers to elevate your brand and your image into something you can be proud of for your customers to wear, for your employees to wear, and to love. We've got an exclusive offer just for the Manstream podcast listeners. Go to 1-800tshirts.com/Manstream and get your business branding kit for free with your first order. We're only going to do it for the first.
Thank you, 1-800 T-shirts. I think I let that play a little long. I think it restarted.
That's okay.
I wasn't really sure when that one did. I think what did Tom say? First 10 businesses get a free business branding kit.
Yep, free business branding kit. I think it's a $550 value. They'll help you design your logo, help you with your merchandise, help you with your advertising needs. So it's a really good deal.
Yeah, very good deal. And also with 1-800 T-shirts, we have a Manstream Podcast merchandise store.
The merch.
Yeah, T-shirts, hoodies, hats. There's a backpack. There's quarter zips. There's everything you need to be a Mainstream Podcast family member.
Absolutely.
So look on our social medias for that. Head on over, buy yourself a Mainstream Podcast shirt, rep us around, and have people ask you, what the hell you wearing? And then explain to them.
Yeah.
I listen to these dumbasses all the time. Just have some fun with it. Or if you just want to have people ask you why the Mainstream, then cool. Yeah, I don't care.
And wasn't Ken's idea last week the urethra stream?
That was Matt's. We need
Matt's,
to change our
okay.
name to the Urethra Stream. But that was just his Iowa State humor.
That was funny. Yeah,
but,
that's crazy.
So we've been rattling for a while here. I don't want to bore you any much longer, but we're going to jump into a little Doge quick.
And that's
DOGE.
not
Doge.
Dogecoin.
No.
It is
No.
the Department of Government Efficiency. Right?
Right.
I think that's right.
Yes. No,
And
that's
it's,
exactly what it is.
Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk heading that motherfucker up.
Yeah, dude.
I love it. I'm so pumped.
Absolutely love everything about it.
It's like Christmas morning every day when you turn on Fox News and you see another thing that got found out.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that the U.S. is overspending our fucking hard-earned tax dollars on.
You mean $20 million for a fucking Iraqi
Oh.
Sesame Street?
Bro, like, don't get me started. Some of the shit, and we're probably hearing like the stuff that's like probably high dollar, like that is probably the high dollar stuff, or it could be not. They're just finding it out. But the agenda that the American government was pushing on this one is fucking nuts. And so you said $20 million for a new Sesame Street show in Iraq.
Yeah, Iraqi version.
Right?
Yeah.
Before that, so then they have 4.5 million plus signed to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. Do you think fucking Borat is worrying about disinformation over there? Very nice.
I'm so happy my taxpayer money went that way.
But then it gets crazy. So another 25 million, and this is for Deloitte, which for anybody who doesn't know, Touche and Deloitte is like a Fortune 100 company. For Deloitte to promote green transportation in the country of Georgia. You know where Georgia's at, bud? It's like a fucking Russian hellhole.
It's right by Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no, you said country. That's
Country.
right.
Yeah, it's a fucking country. And it's over by Russia. It's like Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
It's
what
like a
the
shithole.
fuck do we care about their green vehicles or their EV vehicles?
We're giving them money to buy vehicles probably from the fucking U.S. Actually, they're probably coming from China and not us because China's a lot closer than we are.
What the fuck?
Another one that had me just fucking crazy. 20 million for a group related to a key player in the Russiagate impeachment hoax.
I saw that.
That one was like, okay, you
I saw
just
that.
got your whistleblower ousted on everything, and that motherfucker got 20 million. 16.8 million for a separate inclusion group in Vietnam. So evidently from the Philippines, the ladyboys have now transitioned into Vietnam, and now we have to fucking give them inclusion groups. Like, there's not many cultures in Vietnam, Mike.
Oh,
They're Vietnamese.
Right.
How many white guys you see over there?
None.
How many soul brothers you see over there? Probably none.
Forrest Gump.
Anybody that stayed over there from Vietnam is the ones that you still see there. Nobody fucking goes there. And what inclusion do they need?
You want to know about Vietnam?
I mean, it goes on
It's
and
fucking
on and
nuts
on. Oh,
that
dude.
our taxpayer money went to that. Like, it has nothing to do with advancing America. Like, and the fact that people are upset that this is happening. Like,
Bro.
the fact that did you not listen to all these people that want to be mad? Did you not listen to what the president when he was running for president in a campaign, he stated numerous times he was going to create a Department of Government Efficiency, and Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk were going to be in charge of it, and they were going to basically do an audit on the government.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Well, did you see they filed suit against Elon already?
Yeah.
The Democratic Party did.
Yeah. I don't know why.
They think that his company is part of the efficiency.
Oh, it's
and
not.
he's paying one of his companies internally to do the efficiency audit. Yeah, it's just stupid. It's fucking asinine.
I've had some very, very, very Democratic people say to me that it's great. They think a government audit should be done every 4 years. And I agree.
Yeah.
And I I've watched a lot of Democratic people be very upset about what's happening.
Yeah.
The thing that makes me laugh is you have all these senators and you have all these House reps out there screaming, we need to fight this in the streets and we're going to start a war and this and that, basically promoting violence.
Yeah. They did it in Minnesota. Why not do it now?
And they're sitting there saying that he wasn't elected by anybody to do this. He wasn't elected. He's not elected to do this. Well, guess what? Kamala Harris wasn't elected to be the
VP.
presidential candidate for the Democratic Party for this election
She
either.
was just thrown in that motherfucker.
Right. So I don't think they have any room, any leg to stand on in any legality of this at all.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything, like I keep hearing people go, read the Constitution. I don't think there's anything that they're doing that's against the Constitution.
No, I don't think so either.
And I think people need to educate themselves a little bit. I had someone, honest to God, say, and I read a lot of comments when they're talking about abolishing the Department of Education. Well, what's our schools going to do? Are you kidding me?
You know, I get where people's concern are when you hear about that, especially teachers saying, oh, we're not going to have anything. We're not going to have aid. It's that he doesn't believe in a government controlling an education system. He believes in the state's own decision, just like he did with abortion, right? The state's own decision at the state level of what to do in that circumstance or with that bill. So it's like, yeah, we have a Department of Education here in Iowa. Sure, they roll up to the federal Department of Education. But guess what? Our people in Iowa are smart enough to know what our kids excel in, what they lack in, what they need to be, fruitful citizens.
How much money do you think the federal Department of Education gives the states?
Every year?
I think that's why he's going after it.
I bet you it's 100. Here in Iowa, I'm just going to go off of Iowa.
That the federal government gives the state.
I bet you it's $500 million a year.
But I think that's why he's going after it. I think he's trying to say, look, the Department of Education we're wasting money on it because they're not actually giving the money to the states that they need.
Yeah.
And why do that when the federal government could literally get rid of the Department of Education and say, look, we're going to do it based off size. Iowa, we're going to send you this much money every year for education.
Yeah.
And Texas, you're bigger. We're going to send you this much money because you need more resources.
It's going to be allocated evenly amongst the population based upon the population.
Right. Do you really need a Department of Education on the federal level to do that?
It's an oversight is really what it is. And then you have an oversight committee over that that board or that general, you know what I mean? I think it's stupid. I think a lot of it, to be quite honest, Mike, is made up jobs for people who didn't get into office or made up jobs for people who helped other people get into office. Like, hey, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to get you on this, right? That's what I think it is. It's a lot of glad handing and it's a lot of who you know, not what you can do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very disappointed. Like, I'm very disappointed and this doesn't have anything to do with left and right, but I'm very disappointed in the Democratic Party. And yes, I tend to vote one way, but I did not see Republican senators rioting the streets over something Biden did.
No.
And I didn't see them saying, we need to start a war. We need to fight this in the streets. Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's snowflakes.
And when it's led by Maxine Waters and fucking, God damn it, what's his name? Not Schiff, the other guy. Fucking, he was the speaker for a while.
McConnell? No, that's Mitch.
No,
he's on the Republican side.
I can't remember his guy.
He's the guy from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
turd.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, stop.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. It's basically like, hey, we didn't get our participation trophy. That's what it is.
I've seen a lot of these Senate hearings, a lot of Republicans that aren't holding back anymore of basically saying the hypocrisy from that side.
I think they have
fucking insane.
I think they know they have the power now and they have the ability to be able to at least voice their opinion this time around. Whereas beforehand, when it was like Democratic held, it was kind of like, hey, we got to walk on glass type of deal. Now it's like, fuck you. We got it all. What are you going to do about it?
Right.
And that's why the lawsuits are coming out, because it's like, oh, you didn't consult us. You know what, bitch? Majority rules. We didn't have to.
Yeah, it's
Elizabeth Warren's been a big super
Jesus.
fucking idiot about it too. Like Sacagawea, go back and tell people you're Indian again.
well, it's not even that either. And it's been through this whole process, right? Like when they were doing the Senate hearings for Pete Hegseth, and she goes, "You said that all generals should not be able to be in the Department of Defense until after 10 years of their separation.
Yeah.
And yet you won't take that same pledge." And Pete Hegseth go, "I'm not a general."
Yeah. Oh, there was one on there that she tried to make a point on Warren for sure. With Hegseth, I believe, was like, do you believe women should be in the military? Because he had a post prior to that of talking about like, no, I don't think they should be in the military or in a combat situation, I think is what the question was. And he had posted something on social media back then. And he's like, ma'am, I stick to it. He's like, studies have shown. He's like, they have, certain jobs that are, tailored to them. But no, they shouldn't be in a combat zone or in a combat setting. And, he kind of danced around the question during it. And Elizabeth's time ran out. And she's like, we'll get to the bottom of this. Like, come on, lady.
Yeah, she's also freaking out. Like
She's trying to play the women's lib shit.
she's freaking out over this whole Elon deal, and I think because her fucking fingers are in some pie there.
Oh, dude,
But,
they all have it. They all fucking have it. You were asking
see-
about Pelosi today. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
And with her, it's like it's the pot meet the kettle. You're both black, and she goes in at what 400,000. You said now she's 200 million.
No, 175.
Oh, you were talking about her salary, yes.
Yeah.
But like her husband being a fucking venture capitalist and an investment and finance guy, I mean, you don't tell me that Mike or somebody said something about Twitter and you follow on X this guy who tracks all these politicians' fucking bids and calls and sells and puts.
Oh, it's insider trading.
Yeah. So
For sure.
you follow that, you can go see her trades, but you can't see his.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that people are missing. It's like, okay, Pelosi's not doing a bunch of shit wrong, but if you could see on that tracker her husband, who's benefiting off of the fucking policies and bills that she is passing,
Right.
that's a different story. And to me, that's insider trading. And if Martha fucking Stewart's going to go to jail for something as stupid as that bitch and everybody else in the government better be going too, Republican or Democrat.
Did you see Bondi? Bondi just came out and stated that they're
Such a
suing.
badass bitch.
They are suing Illinois, the governor, the
Yeah.
mayor,
I know.
Boston
Dude, I loved it.
for going against a federal order.
I know. Should. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Because I remember my dad sending me this letter that went out that Pritzker had sent out after Trump took office and the ICE raid started. And they basically saying, do not answer your door, call this number, this and that, telling these illegal immigrants to not follow the law.
Yeah. To me, that's like, you're now a conspirer. If you've got somebody that's in a murder case that knew they were planning or knew they did something illegal and you helped them, you're aiding and
dude.
abetting a murderer, and you're going to fucking jail.
Yeah.
Like, why are these people protected?
I don't know.
How are you protected? What do you have on somebody else? That's what the biggest thing is. And I tell you what, speaking of like executive orders and shit, I can't wait for the fucking JFK files to come out, Martin Luther King files to come out.
The Martin Luther King one, I think, has been put on hold because the family does not want him to come out.
Yeah, and to me, I get that. Be respectful if they don't want them, but it's still, if it's our government and they said it's the CIA's hand.
JFK should be out soon. They said 15 days from that.
It said 15 days, but there was a report on Thursday or Friday I watched. A guy who worked for a newspaper as an investigative journalist for years has been following the JFK files for years. Like that was one of his first stories as a journalist. And he said that of the 3,300 pages that have been released already from the JFK files, he said there's 1 million other pages yet to be released or collaborated in the archives.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah. So there's 3,300 pages that are out there, but it's all the stuff that everybody knew up until this point and what they're like pushing the agenda for. But dude, when the new ones come out, I'm going to be fucking balls deep down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I mean, I have my philosophy. That's for a different episode. We could spend a whole 2 hours talking about
Not
the
conspiracies
JFK.
tonight, right?
No, not yeah. We could talk about the JFK assassination for 2 hours because I have my own opinion
Yep.
and what I've done my research on and what I've learned. But you know, and everybody does. I remember I asked my dad if he was excited for them to come out, and he, you know, yeah, I don't know. I've lived my whole life haven't, you know, I've always thought this, but I've lived my whole life, and I remember him saying to me that, what did he say? He said, he goes, I remember asking your granddad once, you know, do you really think that Lee Harvey Oswald did that? And my granddad goes, he got shot and he's fucking dead. What more do you need to know?
What are we worried about?
You know, and but no, I'm enjoying waking up every morning, seeing the news, seeing what's new.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, dude. I just think it's everybody's. Well, I can't. Not everybody.
Not everybody. We can't say everybody, Mike.
The majority is happy, and everybody that voted that way is happy to see what we voted for is getting done.
I'm really hopeful for the next 4 years.
Year one's going to be rocky.
It
Oh,
is,
dude, for
yeah.
sure.
But I'm really hopeful for the next 4 years, and not only for not only for Trump to make such a comeback, but for JD Vance and what he's going to do as the VP,
A millennial.
and how that is going to position him for the presidential bid.
He's 39.
40. Yeah,
Just turned 40.
I think he just turned 40.
He is a millennial.
Yeah.
He knows what it's like to grow up in the 90s. He probably says the best generation ever. Take me back to the 90s.
He has the greatest fucking story of anybody in politics right now that I think I know. And I respect him more for what he went through and what he is.
Right.
And if you don't know his story, go fucking look at, you know, he's got a book out. He's got a movie. It's about his life.
Yeah.
And, you know, he does a lot of interviews and he talks about a drug dependent mom, you know, no dad.
He served our country.
Yeah. And then he went to me, if you're in an environment like that, you go to the military as an escape, you know, and I don't know if that's truly what it was for him.
I don't think so. I mean, I bet maybe a little bit, maybe part of it.
Yeah.
But the other part was, I want to serve my country.
Yeah. He was very patriotic.
You know, because and this is down a different aisle, and I'll never forget, like sitting at basic training, and one of the first days, the drill instructors were like, "Why did you join the Air Force?" And there was people saying free education, free health, you know, this and that, and like then it would get around to us, and you know, some of us, and we'd be like, because we want to protect our country, we want to serve our country, and at the end, he says, I'm not ripping on anybody who said the free stuff, you know, that's great, but I'm going to tell you, if that's your main reason, you're here for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Those are just benefits.
Yeah.
The escaping of a family deal, that's a benefit of joining the military, but you got to be there for the right reason.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
I mean, I served with a guy that was in a homeless shelter in Chicago. He joined the military to make a better life for his family. While he was in basic training and stuff, his wife and kids were in a homeless shelter in Chicago.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a valid reason. You know, that's a very valid
I
reason.
couldn't knock the guy, and even
No.
our drill instructor wasn't like, I'm not talking about you, you know,
Yeah.
because like you can't knock the guy, like it's a valid reason.
Yeah.
You couldn't land your feet. You joined the military to land your feet.
Yep.
And give you the training and the education in order to pursue something even once you get out. And
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
crazy.
To
But
have a prosperous life post-military.
yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to take our last sponsor break. Lit Up Midwest, Adam K for permanent home lighting. Actually, we got something coming up in April 27th to May 4th.
Yeah. Ooh, lighting it red.
Light Up the Sky. Fallen Firefighter Association is doing a Light Up the Sky across the United States to light up houses red. I shared it on our Facebook page.
Yep.
So there's a QR code to sign up. It's free.
Yeah.
Basically, it just lets you put in your information, and they give you a shout out, you know, put you on the list of that you participated. But what a perfect time to get Adam K for Lit Up Midwest permanent lighting.
Absolutely.
Because we have them on the fire station, and we're going to do some cool things with the fire station, like 1 or 2 nights, but we're going to do it for the whole week. Then permanent lights are going to be red.
Yeah.
So how easy it is. I already have it scheduled in the app on my phone to turn on at this time, turn off and be on all night.
Yeah.
Red.
That's nice. be able to do that.
I don't even have to worry about it. And then when we decide, okay, we're going to open up all the bay doors, maybe put some red spotlights in the bay doors, turn the lights on and shit.
Yep.
You know, we'll do that, but at least the main part's covered.
Absolutely.
So, Lit Up Midwest, Adam Kafer, free estimates are always welcome from him. Give him a call and mention the Mainstream Podcast for 20% off.
That's a huge savings.
Here's a quick ad from Lit Up Midwest.
Am I the only one that didn't know you can light up your home year-round? Let's talk about Lit Up Midwest. Imagine 16 million lighting combinations, 250 colors per sequence, nearly invisible by day, dazzling by night. Perfect for holidays, parties, or just to make your home stand out. With a one-time installation, enjoy up to 20 years.
Thank you, Lit Up Midwest, and
Thanks, Adam.
yeah, give Adam Kafer a call. Get them lights up, get them turning red for April 27th, May 4th, and then for every holiday after that. Give them a call now. You'll have them up before St. Patrick's Day.
Woohoo! Green and white and yellow.
Yeah.
A little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Drink some Guinness and look at your lights.
Fucking A.
With that, we're gonna end our show here. Have fun watching the Super Bowl.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Fuck yes.
In my opinion. I fucking hate the Eagles.
Get you one of these.
So,
Get you one of these.
Watch the commercials. Turn off the halftime show. I don't care. I mean, I'm not watching it.
I probably won't. I don't know.
Eat some food and enjoy the last football game of the year. And with that, thank you for watching. And I'll do my best Ryan impersonation. We are the Mainstream Podcast. Good night.
It's where you want to be. We'll discuss the latest trends and the news of the day, and we'll tackle the tough topics in our own special way. So if you're looking for a place to escape and unwind,